Hey everyone, got another preview here. Got Evolve 133 coming up this Saturday in Livonia at the Monaghan Knights of Columbus Hall. That's going to be a huge show. It's got Matt Riddle, it's got KUSHIDA on it, and a lot of other Evolve stars. I'm going to be breaking it down. The main event, only in Evolve, just for the Evolve fans in attendance, will be Matt Riddle against Josh Briggs. I've seen Matt Riddle wrestle quite a few times. I saw him last year in New Orleans, wrestle quite a few times. His match with Will Ospreay in New Orleans that I saw was amazing. It was for the Evolve Championship. I really liked that match. It was really entertaining, really captivating, really fun. Had me on the edge of my seat the whole time. Last year I saw Matt Riddle versus Keith Lee at it was their final match. It was Keith Lee's final match that he wrestled in Evolve, and also their final of their 3 matches that they had, their trilogy of matches, and that was really great. That was really fun. The atmosphere at the Monaghan Knights of Columbus Hall for Evolve shows is always really electric and really energetic. Crowd is really hot. Crowd's really into the show. The ring is right in front of you. There's no distance between you and the ring at all, really. Even the second and third row, it's pretty close. It's all right there. Makes for a great atmosphere. I wanted to talk a little bit about Josh Briggs, too. He was injured a few months ago and came back ahead of schedule. I can't remember what his injury was, but he definitely came back a few months ahead of schedule. His rehab was really good. He's great. He's a tall dude, slender kind of dude. I've seen him wrestle quite a few times in Livonia for the Evolve shows. I like his finisher a lot. It's a power bomb into his knees. That's really cool. I really like that. I think this will be really fun. Evolve champion Austin Theory wrestles in a non-title match against Anthony Henry. Now, I've seen Austin Theory multiple times in New Orleans, and at Livonia I saw him multiple times last year when they came through 3 times. He's great. He's a really good performer. He has a lot of charisma, a lot of energy, and he's a great wrestler. He's a great performer. Anthony Henry, last I saw him, he was a heel back in May of this year when I saw him. He was a heel. The other times I've seen him, he was a babyface. He had been teaming with JD Drake. But I really like him. He's great. He's a smaller guy, but he can fly around the ring a lot. Him versus Austin Theory should be really fun. Hey. All right, we've got AR Fox takes on Joe Gacy with the Skulk with AR Fox in this match. I love the Skulk. They're a really fun group that follows AR Fox around. There, his entourage, his students, his wrestling school students. They're really cool. They're really entertaining. Even if they're bad guys, they're still really fun to watch and interact with. AR Fox is an amazing wrestler. He does the greatest dives. His dives are so much fun to watch. He dives over the ring post. He can also just do technical. He can do all kinds of stuff. His high flying is what I love about him the most. Joe Gacy, I don't think I've ever seen him. But I'm looking forward to seeing him. I might have seen him. I don't know. Maybe I have. But if not, I'm looking forward to see his match. And this match, too, it's an Anything Goes match. And last year, in November, it was Austin Theory versus AR Fox in the culmination of their student versus teacher feud. Austin Theory was trained by AR Fox. And that was a crazy hardcore match. There were ladders and dives outside the ring into like the 3rd row and tables and all this stuff. An Anything Goes match with this one against Joe Gacy and AR Fox here, that'll be, like it says, anything goes, and it would be crazy, I'm sure. The level of hardcore that I've seen in Evolve has been pretty cool. So we'll see how that goes. Kurt Stallion and Anthony Green, I don't know who those guys are. Maybe I've seen Kurt Stallion. I don't think so. I don't think I've seen either one. So we'll see what they're all about. Now, Babtunde is like a 7-foot tall guy. He's wrestling Sean Maluda, who's most famous. Wrestling fans would know him from the Cruiserweight Classic in 2016. He got beat by Kota Ibushi in the first round in that. And ever since, he's been in NXT, training, developing, and he's been wrestling on some of these Evolve shows in the last little while. This will be probably a huge squash. Babtunde will probably squash him. Babtunde is like 7 feet tall. He's a huge guy, and Sean Maluta is not 7 feet tall, so it'll be kind of a one-sided affair there. Leon Ruff versus Brendan Taggart. I've seen Leon Ruff wrestle in Evolve with the Skulk a few times. He's a small guy. He's a scrapper kind of guy. He had put on a great match last time I saw him. I can't remember who it was with, but I remember the match being really fun. He always gets the crowd involved. He's got a lot of charisma, a lot of energy. The crowd always chants, "That was rough. That was rough." You know, kind of in honor of him and stuff. You know, some of the moves he does. He's great. He's really fun. Brendan Taggart, I don't know anything about. The name doesn't sound familiar, so we'll see what happens with him. You know what he's about, but that should be cool. I like Leon Ruff. He's fun to watch. Last match on the card is Stephen Wolf versus Anthony Gutierrez. I don't know who those guys are. There are a couple matches on this card that they're wrestlers I don't know anything about, but we'll see what they're about, and that's all I can really say. Lastly, I want to talk about Kushida. I saw this announcement and this blew my mind. He's going to be on this show. He's a former New Japan cruiserweight, light heavyweight wrestler. He's one of their most famous people to come out of that company. He left New Japan earlier this year and went to NXT. He's had some really good matches in NXT. Just a chance to get to see him in person will be awesome. It'll be if he was a guy on my list of wrestlers who I want to see, he's it. He's on my list, and I'm happy I want to get to see him. I don't know who he's going to wrestle. The card for him the match hasn't been announced yet. Who's going to wrestle? But I am super excited to see Kushida. So that's it for my preview. That is Evolve 133 at the Monaghan Knights of Columbus Hall in Livonia, Michigan. Bell time is 8 p.m. on Saturday, August 24th. It's going to be a really fun time. Like I say, the crowds are usually really energetic, really hot crowds, and into the show, booing the people they don't like and cheering their favorites. And there will be meet and greets for Matt Riddle, and Tommaso Ciampa is also going to be in the meet and greet. He's not back to wrestle yet, but he'll be doing meet and greets, and Kushida will be doing the meet and greets, and other Evolve wrestlers. They'll have DVDs, t-shirts, the usual. It'll be a fun time. If you're going to be there, let me know. Just comment, like, subscribe. Let me know if you're going to be there. It's going to be sweet.